When I heard this, I was like,
Some things have been happening that might be related.
already wrote a Barbie musical.
This is more than making a movie.
Obsessed.
You have to want to know, okay?
Hey theater fans, I'm Melissa, a theater maker and fan, and I make content for other theater makers and fans. And today, I have a prediction. I predict that Barbie will be coming to Broadway.
This is the best day ever.
And in this video, I'm gonna tell you why. Now, by this time we know that the movie is a huge box office success. And aside from the fact that the movie already feels like it wants to be a musical, we already see the characters singing, we already see them dancing,
Diamonds under my eyes.
and it just has that quality about it. But besides those things, I'm going to share with you my 3-point theory as to why I believe this prediction is a strong one.
So cool.
Point number 1, Barbie has already been on stage. I know, did you know this? I want you to travel back in time to 1994, and at the American Garden stage in Epcot, there was a show called The Magical World of Barbie.
In Barbie's world, there's no limitations. In Barbie's world, there's nothing you can't do.
In this show, Barbie travels around the world using her different modes of transportation and of course showing off several stunning outfits. But I think the really exciting aspect of this is that glimpses into the show are preserved in a VHS entitled Barbie Birthday Party in Walt Disney World.
Hey kids, it's time to join the fun at the Barbie birthday party.
The VHS follows 2 tween girls
I'm Stephanie. And I'm Lisa. Are you ready to party with Barbie?
who give us a tour around Epcot and kind of a backstage glimpse into the show, as well as showing clips from the show.
Best of all, we're going to watch a sneak preview of an incredible new show, The Magical World of Barbie.
And I was obsessed with this show when I was little. Picture 6-year-old Melissa sitting there with her little Barbie watching this VHS over and over and over again.
Barbie!
But I mean, they literally pull up in a sparkle pink limo and I was sold. I was like, yes, I will watch this forever.
Okay, everybody, this is it. The magical world of Barbie is about to begin.
But aside from that musical, which I could go on and on about, I recently learned about other Barbie stage musicals. There was Barbie Live in Fairytopia, which toured the US in 2006. And then in 2013-14, you get Barbie Live, which toured Asia and Australia.
Get your sparkle on. Show this world where you belong.
And this takes place on a Hollywood movie set. It follows, of course, Barbie, but also her best friend, Teresa. And Teresa is struggling with some self-doubt. And Barbie uses some of the past lessons that she's learned, aka lessons that she's learned in other popular Barbie movies, to encourage Teresa and remind her that she can do it and she can believe in herself. Now, to give you one more insight into Barbie Live, a critic from Stage Whispers said of it, "You try not to get cynical as a critic, not to compare everything to the Tony Award winners and blockbusters like Wicked, but sometimes you have nights that scream the warning, not another musical." Well, don't listen to that scream. Barbie Live isn't meant for critics or for Tony Award snobs or long-term music theater tragics. It's meant for young girls aged 4 to 14 and their parents or grandparents, and it's sparkleliciously awesome. And I want you to log that away for just a second because we are going to come back to it and it's going to be important. But summarizing point 1 that Barbie has been on stage, it proves that there is at least an interest and intention for Mattel to put Barbie on stage. They see it as valuable. They've tried it over the last few decades, about every 10 years. And the last time was about 2014. So following their pattern, we're about right on schedule for a new Barbie musical.
What do I have to do? You have to go to the real world.
Point number 2. Mattel has a new CEO and he wants to do things differently. So Ynon Kreiz took over in 2018. He's the one who greenlit the film, and he's even portrayed in the film by actor Will Ferrell.
Catastrophic!
And along with saying that he's a big fan of Will, he also said in a Variety interview that there are so many elements of humor and self-deprecation in the movie, and we embrace that. We take our brands very seriously. We take what we do very seriously, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And one of the biggest shifts that he's trying to make in the company is to turn Mattel from primarily a toy manufacturing company to a company that manages IP, intellectual property.
Well, from the beginning, we were set out to create a cultural event. This is more than making a movie. Barbie is a pop culture icon.
He told Fortune, "Among all the things that I saw as an opportunity, I took our portfolio of iconic franchises in children and family entertainment to be an incredible opportunity to extend the company outside of the toy aisle." And so the journey was going to be about how do you transform Mattel from being a toy manufacturing company that was making items to becoming an intellectual property company that is managing franchises. And this is an important distinction because I think this is one of the biggest indications that Barbie really could be coming to Broadway. Because once you already have IP that you know resonates with people that they want, we know that using it on stage can be really valuable. Look at companies like, of course, Disney, who have used their IP in many ways, including really taking advantage of the stage space. And companies like DreamWorks with Shrek and The Prince of Egypt, having a show that is family friendly that you could license is a great asset because it not only keeps the branding out there at every middle school or church or high school, it also really helps performers identify with the characters. So not only will they love Barbie from afar, but now they can dream of playing Barbie. And I think that is a really big win for any company that wants to push their IP. Also, I want to distinguish between kids shows and family shows. And I would say that kids shows are shows that really only are relatable to kids, right? A parent or grandparent would attend so that their child can have that experience.
Offers girls everywhere an opportunity to connect with Barbie in an exciting new way.
And then family entertainment, which is for the whole family. So it's safe for the kids. It has things that will make them laugh and draw them in and keep them engaged with the story. But it also has deeper, thought-provoking, touching, and funny moments for the adults. And it seems like the past Barbie musicals have been in this kids camp. They've been kid musicals. But if you look at what Disney and DreamWorks have been doing, I feel like for the most part we see family musicals. And I think that's a really important distinction because as I said in point 1, I think it's clear that Barbie and Mattel have seen the value of putting Barbie on stage, but it really seems like maybe they haven't had the right story yet. The right story that would cast a large enough net. Because for theater, right, you kind of have to cast a wide net for your audience members. It's always about trying to get people in the door and sitting there. And if it's only geared for girls 4 to 14, that is a very limited audience. It's hard to fill a Broadway theater night after night with just girls 4 to 14 and their parents. But if they now have a story that can be used to make a family musical, I think that is the element that they've really been missing. And now they have it. I think a Barbie musical's coming, people.
I'm coming with you.
Okay.
And point number 3, some top candidates to bring Barbie the musical to life are already on Broadway. I'm talking about Mark Shaman and Scott Whitman, who brought you Hairspray, Catch Me If You Can, Rogers the Musical, Disney's Mary Poppins Returns, the hit show Smash, and currently playing on Broadway, Some Like It Hot. Now, I think that they could be really great candidates to write the musical because their work has shown that they can tackle some really heavy, deep, sometimes sensitive, deeply thought-provoking subjects with so much humor. I think that's something people really liked about the Barbie movie, that it was able to handle depth and humor so seamlessly.
No, I won't let you do just one appendectomy.
But I'm a man.
But more than that, Shaman and Whitman already wrote a Barbie musical. When I heard this, I was like, so it's the 1980s and they are doing bootleg musicals, aka like unlicensed musicals, in a small playhouse. They think to themselves, you know what, let's write our own musical. And the first musical they wrote was Livin' Dolls. They describe it as a sort of Midsummer Night's Dream set in the world of surfers and Barbie. In the show, Barbie and Ken meet up in the middle of a 1960s beach party. And as the story goes, they got one of their industry friends to come see it. He loved it. They got it to go to the Manhattan Theater Club, and there it had a pretty successful run. But as Shaman recounts in a Facebook post, he says, Mattel refused to grant us the rights to Barbie and Ken. Barbie doesn't speak, she never will, they told us. And the show simply lost its heart and cultural appeal when it became about Candy and Paul instead of Barbie and Ken. And I can understand that. You know, I would personally be much more drawn to a musical about Barbie and Ken than Candy and Paul. But how cool would it be, and how full circle would it be if Shaman and Whitman got to be the ones to finally bring Barbie to Broadway? They've now established themselves in the Broadway world. I think their tone could be a perfect pairing, and it looks like they are still keen to tell the story of Ken and Barbie.
Wow, this is the real world.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I predict that Barbie is coming to the Great White Way. And personally, I'm all for it. As I said, I've always been a fan of Barbie on stage. Pink's my favorite color. What can I say? And I know that it's always like, we want to see new works. And I get it, I'm with you. I make new theater as well. I'm a huge advocate for it. But I really believe that there's space for both. But what do you think? Do you think Barbie's coming to Broadway? And do you want Barbie to come to Broadway? Let me know in the comments. As always, thanks so much for watching. And if you've made it this far in the video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button. It helps me continue making content like this for you. And if you want more Broadway trivia and behind the scenes insights, then check out this fascinating and heartwarming story of Bill Berloni and his rescue dog Sandy and how they changed Broadway with just $7. See you next time.